There are growing calls to strip Harry and Meghan of their royal titles. The New York Post is reporting that locals in the UK say enough is enough, especially after Prince Harry's disastrous BBC interview, which aired hours after he lost his appeal for taxpayer-funded UK.
You're in America now, and we don't give a shit about you. You're not our fucking prince. You'll never be king. We hate your wife. Stay at home in your $29 million mansion, all right? I just can't stand her. I just think she's such a phony.
Harry's digging an even bigger hole for himself here.
Well, I think he's dug so deep now, he'll strike water any day now.
William is reportedly formulating a plan to finally strip Prince Harry and Meghan Markle of their HRH titles.
She slaughtered this weekend because there were some business cards in the back of one of her podcasts. She's still using her royal title, HRH, despite our late Queen warning her against.
Oh my God, I can't even. These two, Meghan and Harry, are the worst.
It's not a financial thing. Working royals do not profit. They do not use their names to make money. It's an honour to have an HRH.
Absolutely.
So the fact that she's continued to use this HRH when they've been instructed not to, I think is absolutely infuriating in Buckingham Palace. It was agreed with Queen Elizabeth that they will not use the HRH title. That is a long-standing precedent, and there's good reason for it. Basically, the HRH is only given to working royals and senior members of the royal family.
The hypocrisy is beyond anything I've ever seen.
He's a duplicitous, self-centered, vile, disloyal hypocrite.
A new poll by Find Out Now has revealed that most of the public is supporting the king in this family feud, ongoing family feud, after Harry's bombshell BBC interview. It follows the Court of Appeal's decision to not overturn the ruling on his security in the UK.
Whispers in Westminster just turned into a political storm. A formal petition from the House of Lords is calling to strip Prince Harry of his royal title, his last real tie to the monarchy. This isn't gossip, it's a serious move by Britain's elite, raising the question: can you walk away from royal duty, cash in on your story, and still keep the crown's title?
We immediately went into the trenches together.
Yeah.
I would love reconciliation with my family. I don't know how much longer my father has. He won't speak to me because of this security stuff. But it would be nice to reconcile. If they don't want that, that's entirely up to them.
But she said she was in the trenches. She alludes to being in the trenches when she was in the British royal family. Girl, you lived in a castle. Like, you got a princess title. People were falling at your feet. People would run your bathwater for you. I mean, I could list the perks. I could list them forever. The trenches, she has got to, the Delulu is on another level. Sometimes I envy it.
Prince William, he's reportedly furious after it emerged that Meghan Markle is still using her HRH title, despite agreeing to drop the title when the Sussexes left royal duties.
I think Meghan Markle has been very brazen recently with the use of the HRH.
Lady who's very popular for being awful.
Brat, to be honest, and very, very entitled.
Harry and Meghan, they have an issue when it comes to their memory and when it comes to the truth. She is relentless, she is shameless, and she is exhausting. You are not a successful female entrepreneur.
This isn't just backlash, it's Parliament stepping in with real consequences. Harry's title isn't just symbolic, it's his brand, his power. Without it, his influence fades fast. And now, senior lawmakers are making moves to cut him off for good. It's not drama, it's a historic shift, and Harry's royal identity is hanging by a thread.
You're in America now, and we don't give a shit about you. You're not our fucking prince. You'll never be king. We hate your wife. Stay at home in your $29 million mansion.
This is no longer a family feud. It's a full-blown constitutional crisis. The same country that once mourned with young Prince Harry as he walked behind Diana's coffin is now watching him face political exile, not from the press, but from Parliament itself. What began as Megxit has escalated into a clash over loyalty, legacy, and identity. If the House of Lords petition succeeds, Harry won't just lose a title, he'll lose his final link to the monarchy. And this isn't some scripted drama. It's real, it's historic, and it's unraveling fast. What sounded like clickbait is now official. Britain's most powerful royal institution is pushing to strip Harry of his Duke of Sussex title.
we'll see King Charles do this because he's not confrontational. I don't think that he likes the fact that he's been accused of racism towards his grandchildren in Omid Scobie's book. So I think he's going to continue to tiptoe.
This isn't just one MP making noise. It's turning into a full-blown national takedown. A petition to strip Prince Harry of his title exploded with tens of thousands of signatures in just days, igniting support from Sussex to Scotland. What started as chatter is now a serious movement, with both the House of Lords and Commons getting involved. They're not just talking, they're acting, using the century-old Titles Deprivation Act from World War I, a law once used to punish royals who sided with the enemy. Harry may not be guilty of treason by the book, but to many, it feels just as serious.
But Kinsey, you recently interviewed a friend of the royal family, Hugo Vickers, who revealed the late Queen was so fearful of Harry and Meghan that she wouldn't want to be alone with them. Let's just take.
There is no trust when it comes to Prince Harry, and the picture he tries to paint with Queen Elizabeth, even saying during that BBC interview that the Queen wanted him to have this level of security. We're finding out the truth, and it's that she was bothered by them.
People are fed up. Tired of watching Prince Harry criticize the crown while still benefiting from its name. This isn't just about disrespect anymore, it's a direct move to cut his last true tie to royalty. What began as public outrage has now evolved into formal action, and with both Parliament and the public in sync, one thing's clear: there's no turning back now.
But of course, the real measure of success of both of them will be the same as it always has been. How much damage can they inflict on our royal family, on our monarchy? I said it before, I'll say it again tonight. King Charles should strip them of all their remaining titles and cast them out from any connection to the royal family. How could any of them trust them, as far as I could throw them? Because without it, they're just whining millennial windbags with a permanent victim complex, knowing that victimhood is what makes them all the money.
It's no longer just whispers. MPs are openly questioning why a foreign duke is meddling in U.S. politics. This isn't just bad manners. It's seen as a real threat. If royal titles get used as political weapons, the whole monarchy could unravel. Harry thought he was just speaking out, but Parliament took it as a warning, and now they're striking back hard, using history and law.
Now, Meghan, just last week, she did her first long-form sit-down podcast interview. She showed a basket that she had sent to the host of the podcast as a thank you for allowing her to come on. And here you can kind of zoom in here and it says, with the compliments of Her Royal Highness, the Duchess of Sussex.
Harry didn't just leave quietly, he dived into American politics, breaking royal tradition of neutrality. Lawmakers call it title laundering, accusing him of using his royal status to push political agendas abroad. This isn't just embarrassing. It's a serious threat to the crown, especially since he still claims the Duke of Sussex title.
Major breaking news out of London. Buckingham Palace announcing Harry and Meghan will no longer formally represent the Queen. That means they will no longer receive public funds and they will stop using their royal titles. Those changes will take effect this spring. So Katie Nicholl is now joining.
It's my pleasure. It's a big news story. As you can imagine over here, it really has, the phone hasn't stopped ringing, put it that way.
And in terms of your initial reaction to this latest news, that in fact it feels like it's a full removal in the sense of not just senior royal duties, but...
Since leaving the royals, Harry's been focused on tearing them down through interviews, a Netflix series, and his book. Even his fans are pulling back as he attacks his family and the monarchy. Parliament sees it as symbolic treason, using his royal title to criticize the system that gave it to him. Now, after years of silence, they're finally pushing back hard.
A new poll by Find Out Now has revealed that most of the public is supporting the king in this family feud, ongoing family feud, after Harry's bombshell BBC interview. It follows the Court of Appeal's decision to not overturn the ruling on his security in the UK.
Let's be real, Harry's reputation in the UK is tanking. Recent polls show 62% want his royal title stripped, and among older conservative voters, that number shoots past 70%. Even Labour supporters, who tend to be more forgiving, say he's gone too far.
A progressive new role within the royal family. While the royal family does modernise, the Queen sends tweets, it is an age-old institution, and I think that idea of tradition and everything we expect of the monarchy doesn't quite sit well with that idea of...
What the monarchy means for the monarchy.
Well, people are talking about it being a constitutional crisis, and I'm not sure it is a constitutional crisis. I mean, through circumstance and the Cambridges having 3 children, Harry slipped down from being the spare to the heir to the 6th in.
Let's be real. Harry and Meghan didn't just step back from royal life, they turned it into a business. Every deal, Netflix, Spotify, even the kids' books, bears the Duke and Duchess of Sussex label. It's not subtle, it's a clear strategy. And the UK is done with it.
There has been a crisis in the Windsors, not least how the Sussexes chose to release this news, but also the narrative that we've had in the fallout, that the couple were very unhappy, that apparently it was a very toxic environment, particularly for Meghan.
Brothers surrounding Prince Harry and Prince William, and what this change in senior roles for Harry and Meghan means for that particular relationship.
Here's the real shock. Even in Sussex, Harry's own dukedom, people are signing to strip his title. One said, "He doesn't represent us anymore." Harry's still big in the US, but back home, he's seen as a traitor, trash-talking the monarchy while cashing in on it. Support is gone. Years of attacks on the crown have crushed his image. The public and Parliament are done with him.
Now, a staggering 2/3 of Brits are calling for Harry and Meghan to be stripped of their HRH titles.
Critics call it title trafficking, using royal status to sell books, shows, and image while claiming privacy. Even their kids have titles, making the stepping back claim pure hypocrisy. This wasn't an exit, it was a calculated brand move. Now Parliament is saying, if you want the fame and cash, drop the crown. In the UK, titles mean something. Harry's turned his into a marketing gimmick, and many see it as outright disrespect. And it's about to get even tougher.
When the stakes are this high, doesn't it make more sense to hear our story from us?
Oh, shut up. What do you mean the stakes are this high? Who do you think you are? Other than a latte-munching imbecile living in luxury in California while the rest of the world's a cost of living crisis, moaning and whining about an institution which gave you the titles on which you now trade millions of dollars. What are you talking about? What stakes?
How can Harry trash the monarchy, profit from it, and still keep his royal titles? Parliament has the power and public support to end this. Soon it won't be headlines, but legal moves that strip him of his title, and with it, the royal glow. After all his public drama, Harry might lose everything tied to the crown. The institution he mocked is pushing back hard, and without that title, he's just Harry. No prince, no legacy, just fading controversy. This petition is the people's final verdict.
The hypocrisy is beyond anything I've ever seen.
He's a duplicitous, self-centered, vile, disloyal hypocrite.
Parliament is moving to strip Harry's title while Buckingham Palace stays silent. King Charles and Prince William are letting the institution take charge to protect the crown, not just the family. Losing his title means Harry loses all royals' power and influence. He'd just be another celebrity. This move isn't new. Similar actions were taken in 1917 and recently with Prince Andrew. The message is clear: attack the crown, lose the crown. MPs say Harry no longer belongs, and they may be right.
It's not a financial thing. Working royals do not profit. They do not use their names to make money. It's an honour to have an HRH.
Absolutely.
So the fact that she's continued to use this HRH when they've been instructed not to, I think is absolutely infuriating in Buckingham Palace. It was agreed with Queen Elizabeth that they will not use the HRH title. That is a long-standing precedent, and there's good reason for it. Basically, the HRH is only given to working royals and senior members of the royal family.
With King Charles on his way out, Prince William is expected to take over the crown. And apparently at the top of his list is to say, "Peace out, Meghan, you're done." And he plans to formally strip Meghan Markle of her royal title.
Now, they're shouting back, "You don't represent us anymore." For maybe the first time, Harry doesn't get the last word. The crown stays silent, but it's speaking loud through Parliament, through action, and through the quiet. What comes next could bring the whole house of cards crashing down.